Drafting worldwide, wide. Welcome back to the garage project. In the last lesson we went through and we made some modifications to this floor plan to make it this kind of L-shaped, have this bump out workspace, added some dimensions to constrain those to actually move the walls around. So what I really want to do with this one is just start a very basic introduction into roofs. So to do this, I'm going to first of all click on my roof floor plan. Right now I have a roof in here, so I'm going to delete that before I do anything so that I'm in the same page as you guys. So if I click on the architecture tab and I choose roof, there's all kinds of different roofs that I can use. I'm going to start out with this wood rafter 8-inch asphalt shingle insulated. This is not the roof that we will end up with. We will make some changes to that, and it'll be just like whenever we made changes to the wall. We're not going to worry about it right now. So the first thing to understand whenever you come into this roof design, it's like a separate little program, and what you're in right now, if you can see the highlighted green section, these are all roof tools. So I'm basically doing a sketch inside of here. The default sketch mode is to pick walls. You can see that that's highlighted right there. If I wanted to, I could just choose a rectangle and make a roof out here. I say OK, and then I go look at it in 3D, and I just made a roof out there. So it could be that simple, but it's not. So I go back to roof floor plan, I click on roof, and I'm going to choose pick walls. So whenever I do this, I'm just going to use the default settings, whatever it's set up for. I have gone through and set a 1-foot overhang for the entire building. So whenever I choose this wall, it asks me, do I want the overhang on the inside of the wall or the outside? Well, it's obviously on the outside. And that's basically the wall or the roof extending 1 foot past the walls. So I'm just going to go the whole way around and do something like this. And hit my check mark, go to my 3D view so I can see what this looks like. And I basically just created this, which would be categorized as 2 separate hip roofs coming together. These are hip roofs. So right now, even though I had that bump out for the camper, there's no roof over top of it. So that's no good. So once I have a roof in place, I could delete this, but I can also click this edit footprint and go back to my plan view like that. And what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to delete this line, and I'm going to delete that line. Just select them and hit delete. And then again, I can use my fillet tool to fillet these lines. And I'm going to do that. Now, these are the edges of my roof line. I hit the check mark, I look at it in 3D, and I have something like that. Now, if you were actually building this, I've actually designed houses that had overhanging trusses like this that extend the whole way out past there. And they can actually build these trusses so they don't need any support underneath them. I don't really like the look of it. I think it's kind of goofy looking. I would rather have a column or a series of columns out here with a beam that hold up the roof. The other thing that I can do real quickly is, this is a massive roof. The roof itself is taller than the building. I don't like to see a roof that's bigger than the building. So that is determined by the pitch of the roof or the slope of the roof. So if I click on the roof, over here, it has slope. So right now, for every 9 inches or every 12 inches of horizontal run, and we'll get into this more, we have 9 inches of vertical. So I'm going to bump this down to 412, and you see what happens to the roof. So again, this is one great big gable roof. The next thing, I'm going to click on this and I'm going to edit this again. This time, if you notice, make note of these little triangles. That means that these lines are slope defining. Means that they slope from this direction perpendicular to this direction. So all 4 of these sides of the roof are sloping. So I'm just going to click that one, hold Control, click that one, and I'm going to uncheck define slope. Those things disappeared, and I say check mark, and now what I have is that. And eventually I would go through, once I finalized or came close to finalizing my design, I would select these walls and I would say attach top base, and I would select the roof to get those to go up to it. And I would do that the whole way around. So right there is one of my options. If I go back into this and I put the slope back on those two and I take it off of those two, and I say, okay, now all of a sudden I have something that looks like that. And again, I could highlight all these walls. So I can hover over top of a wall, click Tab, and then select it, and it selects all those perimeter walls, and I could attach them all to that roof at once. So I end up with something like that.